In the fast-moving, polished world of Korean entertainment, few stars manage to maintain the perfect balance between talent, grace, and authenticity quite like Yoona. Known worldwide for her timeless charm, Yoona has captivated audiences through her music, acting, and effortless elegance. But recently, Chaemin, one of the industry's rising actors and Yoona's co-star in the variety cooking series Bon Appetit, made a revelation about her off-screen personality that completely changed how fans and even fellow celebrities view her. His words, heartfelt and surprisingly candid, revealed a version of Yoona the public had never truly seen before. Raw, real and deeply human. It all started during an interview Chaemin gave following the final episode of Bon Appetit. The show, which mixed celebrity cooking challenges with heartwarming, behind-the-scenes stories, had become a surprise hit. Fans loved watching the easy rapport between Chaemin and Yoona. Their teamwork, laughter, and playful teasing made them one of the most talked-about duos of the season. But what no one expected was for Chaemin to open up so personally about what it was like working with one of Korea's most beloved stars. When asked about his experience filming with Yoona, his tone shifted from professional admiration to genuine awe. "She's different off camera," he began. "Everyone knows Yoona the star. Graceful, composed, perfect. But the Yoona I met behind the scenes, she's so much more than that." He went on to describe moments that, according to him, revealed Yoona's true nature. Moments no one ever got to see. There were times when the cameras weren't rolling, and the kitchen would be a mess, the crew tired, and the mood heavy, Chaemin explained. But Yoona would always be the one to break the tension. She'd roll up her sleeves, help clean up, joke around with the staff, and somehow, everyone would start smiling again. It wasn't about being polite for the sake of image. She genuinely cared. You could feel it. The revelation stunned fans. For years, Yoona had been celebrated for her pristine image. A visual goddess, unshaken under the spotlight, always elegant, always poised. Yet here was someone who had worked beside her daily, saying that behind the perfection was a woman who was humble, spontaneous, and deeply empathetic. Chaemin's admiration didn't stop there. He shared that what surprised him most was Yoona's emotional depth and quiet strength. There were a few days when the shooting schedule was brutal, he recalled. We'd have early morning shoots and late-night recordings, sometimes back-to-back without rest. Most people, including me, would start losing energy by midday. But Yoona, she never complained. She'd smile and keep everyone going. But I could tell sometimes she was exhausted. You could see it in her eyes. Still, she always found the energy to comfort others. That's what amazed me. She carried so much, yet made it look effortless. His words painted a portrait far different from the glamorous idol image that most fans were familiar with. It showed Yoona as a hard-working woman who quietly pushed herself beyond limits, not for attention or applause, but out of pure professionalism and kindness. There was this one time, Chaemin continued, his voice softening. We were filming late, and I accidentally burned a dish we were supposed to present. I was mortified. Everyone laughed it off, but I could feel the disappointment in myself. Yoona came over, put her hand on my shoulder and said, "It's okay. It's food, not failure. Let's redo it together." And she did. She stayed after everyone wrapped up just to help me get it right. I'll never forget that. That one story alone spread like wildfire across fan forums and entertainment blogs. Fans couldn't stop praising Yoona's humility and warmth. One comment that went viral read, "She's not just beautiful, she's genuinely golden inside." Others wrote, "This is why everyone who meets Yoona can't help but love her. She makes people feel seen." Chaemin's honesty also stirred conversations about how the entertainment industry often hides the true personalities of stars behind layers of management and image control. Yoona's professionalism is incredible, he continued in the interview. She's been in the industry for over a decade, yet she treats everyone, from the director to the newest production assistant, with the same respect. There's no hierarchy in how she interacts. She remembers people's names, asks about their families, and even brings snacks to share with the crew. It's not an act. That's just who she is. He also mentioned that Yoona has an unexpectedly goofy side, something that never quite makes it to the final cut of her projects. She's hilarious, he said with a grin. She loves puns and terrible jokes. There was one day when the lighting kept failing, and everyone was frustrated. Out of nowhere, she picked up a wooden spoon and started pretending to interview the lights, asking, "So, why are you shy today?" Everyone burst into laughter. That's Yoona. She knows how to lift people's spirits, even when things are tough. But the most emotional part of Chaemin's revelation came when he talked about a private conversation they had toward the end of filming. We were sitting on the set after wrapping the last episode. It was late, and most of the crew had gone home. She looked out at the empty kitchen and said quietly, "You know, I always worry that people think I'm perfect. I'm not. I have days when I feel lonely, days when I doubt myself, but I'm grateful that work gives me purpose." That moment really stuck with me, he confessed. It reminded me that no matter how famous someone is, they're still human. Yoona carries the pressure of a whole career on her shoulders, but she does it with such grace. After that interview aired, fans flooded social media with messages of support and admiration for Yoona. Many said they felt a renewed respect for her, not as a celebrity, but as a person. One fan wrote, "We've always loved her for being beautiful and talented, but now, knowing she's also kind, real, and humble makes her even more special." Another added it, "Thank you, Chaemin, for showing us the Yoona we never get to see." Entertainment outlets across Asia picked up the story, calling it the most heartfelt revelation of the year. Some even praised Chaemin for his bravery in speaking so openly in an industry where most stars remain carefully guarded about their colleagues. But Chaemin's words were not sensational. They were sincere. He later clarified, "I didn't mean to reveal anything controversial. I just wanted people to know that behind the glamorous image, Yoona is one of the most genuine people I've ever met." Industry insiders also chimed in, backing up Chaemin's claims. One senior staff member who had worked with Yoona on multiple projects said, "Everything he said is true. She's the same with everyone, humble, hardworking, and endlessly patient. I've seen her go out of her way to comfort a crying staff member and quietly donate to crew members facing hardships. She's the same with everyone, humble, hardworking, and endlessly patient. I've seen her go out of her way to comfort a crying staff member and quietly donate to crew members facing hardships. She just does it." For fans, this revelation reaffirmed something they'd always felt deep down, that Yoona's brilliance doesn't come just from her looks or fame, but from her character. Even after years in the spotlight, she remains grounded, thoughtful, and kind-hearted. Chaemin's honesty gave the public a precious gift, a peek into the real Yoona, the woman behind the idol, the human behind the star. As the buzz around his revelation continues to grow, fans are expressing hope that Yoona herself might one day share more about her true self. For now, though, Chaemin's words have done what few interviews ever managed to do: peel back the glittering layers of celebrity and reveal the beating heart beneath. Because behind every perfect photo, every poised smile, and every breathtaking performance, there's a woman who laughs at silly jokes, stays late to help her friends, and still wonders if she's doing enough. That woman is Yoona, and thanks to Chaemin's heartfelt words, the world finally knows her just a little bit better.